And Help is the new film from the great Sam Raimi. If you know Sam Raimi's work, of course, the original Spider-Man trilogy, of course, the original Evil Dead trilogy as well. And he's just one of honestly, maybe one of the greatest horror directors we've ever seen in cinema. Horror / comedy. This one kind of fits more into the. I guess there is comedy in this too, but actually there's a lot of comedy in this. The film follows Rachel McAdams, who is she's an employee at this new job that they just keep overlooking her. The dad formerly ran a company, and her son the CEO's son just took over. The CEO being played by Dylan O'Brien, and she keeps getting passed over for a promotion. She keeps getting abused and mistreated in the workplace. Until one day she is told, "Hey, come to me to Bangkok. Come with the company to Bangkok. We're going to try to do this deal. I need your help close it." And she thinks it's this one last chance to get her promotion. Now, unfortunately, though, the plane crashes. The plane just straight up crashes, and she is now just stuck on this island with Dylan O'Brien, with her former boss who's been mistreating her the entire movie. So what ultimately ends up happening is, they have to form somewhat, I don't know if it's an alliance, kind of an unholy alliance of how we're going to survive together. The formerly treated employee with the dickhead boss. Also, there's a lot of misogyny at play here too, right? So how is that dynamic going to play into her helping him? By the way, she is a huge fan of the show Survivor, so that's why she's really familiar with a lot of these camping and all of these things. But yeah, it's the story itself is crazy setup, crazy premise. But when you get into the actual movie itself, it's next level. And you kind of see that through, and the first, I did all that setup because the first 20, 30 minutes or so is a lot of setup. You spend a lot of time in the office place because you really got to understand how badly she was mistreated, how badly her coworkers treat her, how badly the boss treats her, how badly everybody kind of treats her. So then when she does get this revenge moment and when she does get the upper hand, she is kind of living in it, in this clip right here.
I'm your boss. You work for me.
We're not in the office anymore, Bradley.
Oh, wait, my bad. Y'all didn't even hear that.
Let's not forget, I'm your boss. You work for me.
We're not in the office anymore, Bradley.
So it's when she's we are not in the office anymore. By the way, homie's injured, so he's kind of living on the limp. But she is out there doing crazy stuff. I mean, she's out there fighting wild boar. She's out there, hunting. She's out there hiking, different explorations. And the Sam Raimi, we've seen all kinds of containment thrillers over the years, right? Castaway, all these things that are set on the island. But you got to remember, this is a Sam Raimi movie. So it's going to be hyper stylized, hyper weird, low-key scary for no reasons out of nowhere. There are random times when just things just jump out to the screen. You're like, what? This has no connection to the scene whatsoever. But it's just campy, pure fun. And seeing Rachel McAdams just really transform in this role. I mean, like you alluded to, Sabrina, she really is doing something completely different that we've never really seen before in terms of physicality. Again, you see her hunting that boar covered in blood, a lot of gore, a lot of blood. If you're a horror gore freak, this is your kind of movie. There's some crazy visuals in there. And it's just this classic war of the genders, right? Male versus female, who's going to come out on top. And, I don't know. I don't want to say too much because there's so many amazing moments that there's so many amazing moments that I just don't want to spoil for anybody. But this has some of the craziest fight sequences, man versus nature, or in this case, woman versus nature. There's some crazy mano y mano fights. There's some crazy plot twists that kind of happen later on in the movie. That's like, whoa, what? I did not see that coming at all. And there's a great amount of moral ambiguity to this whole situation, because it is like, in one hand, you never want to see anybody get like tortured or manipulated. But when it's somebody who's been bullying, your main girl, the whole movie, she's been getting bullied. It's kind of nice seeing her get her get backs. Like, it's kind of rewarding. Like, and it don't feel good, but it is fun to watch. I'm not even kidding y'all. I did watch this movie twice. I saw it on Friday and was like, y'all love it so much. I had to tell my girl, I was like, yo, we got to watch this. And I watched it again on Sunday. Like, it was so much fun. Like, honestly, I'm kind of here or there on horror movies. It's not really horror. It's more of a thriller. But there are a couple jump scares. There are a couple of those classic Sam Raimi like moments, and there is a good amount of gore in certain sections. So with that, it's I can recommend this movie more. It's so fun. It's relevant. It's psychological, but also really stylistic. Shout out also to Dennis Hayburn, who pops up in a small role. You might know him as the Allstate guy. And of course, he was in like Waiting to Exhale and all those other classic movies too. He has a small role in the very beginning of the film that's absolutely hilarious. It's great blend of comedy, horror, and thriller all the way around. Highly recommend this movie to y'all.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm excited to check it out. One thing I do want to ask, based on everything you were saying about the themes of the film, when it comes to the moral ambiguity, how'd you feel about the conclusion? RB3, you don't have to give it away, but how'd you feel the film completed itself? With a good ending?
To me, it was a great ending. It's almost, I don't want to spoil it, but the movie almost does kind of have an abrupt ending, but in a way that's like very funny. Like, in a way that's like, oh man, like you kind of ended in just the perfect spot. Like, cause yeah, there a lesser movie, a lesser filmmaker than Sam Raimi would have like had the final climax be like 10 or 20 minutes too long, or it would have gone some weird direction. Like, no, they're kind of in the middle of the climax, and then boom, it's just kind of over, and you're like, oh, okay, all right, like I'm with that. Like, it's I love the style of it. I love the editing of it. The pace is just phenomenal. It's an hour and 51 minutes, but it honestly feels like, it feels like an episode of TV. Like, it feels like a really good like episode of like, it's like a really thrilling episode of White Lotus, like kind of situation. You know what I'm saying? Okay, maybe not White Lotus. That's kind of not a good example. But there's horror, there's thrills, but there's also fun comedy moments. There's quiet moments. And Dylan O'Brien, man, gosh dang, he's such a good actor. Like, he is such a good actor. For a movie like this, and Rachel McAdams too. This is honestly maybe Rachel McAdams' best role, like straight up, not even kidding. Like, no funny-ish. Like, the range that she has, like, it's hard playing an awkward character without being annoying, right? Playing somebody who's awkward, kind of not really fitting in with society. Like, she has some real nerdy moments. There's one moment in the film she kind of makes a face like, ah! It is like, other people would have been like, ooh, you're cringe. But then like, she makes it really funny. And it's great seeing that progression between like going from awkward to like the ultimate hero or heroine at the end. So definitely her best performance. But also Dylan O'Brien, I guess I haven't been paying enough attention to Dylan O'Brien, but gosh dang, he's so good. Like, was it Twinless that he did this year? Or?
I was just about to say, I watched Twinless today. So super funny timing. I didn't even think about that, but he was fantastic in Twinless.
Yeah, no, literally, like, I haven't watched it yet. So, I mean, I just heard he's great, but just from this film, like, he was also great as well. Like, range, there's a little like kind of seduction kind of little thing he tries to do a little bit in there too. It's like so many different flavors and so many different genres that are sprinkled in, and Sam Raimi is just such the master of making corny but horror at the same time. So good. I highly recommend it. I'm glad it was the #1 movie at the box office this weekend over that Melania Bullish. But this one really was like, chef's kiss. I might watch it a third time, honestly,
So yeah, I love that Sam Raimi is back to being full control Sam Raimi. Because obviously there's been a lot of conversations, at least directed by me, when it comes to the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness movie. But ironically enough, Rachel McAdams, I'm assuming that's where he met her. I don't know if he worked with her previously, but I think he might have met her. Did she work with Sam in another movie? I might have been wrong.
I don't believe so.
Yeah. It might have been Multiverse of Madness, which ironically enough, I felt was like very much, I think even Sam might have hinted at Marvel having a little too much control there and him not being able to just go full Sam Raimi. He does in a few scenes, but overall, I think he wanted to have full edit or final edit, and he wasn't able to have it. But now that he does, I'm glad to hear that it's a lot of fun. I'm definitely going to check out this movie as soon as I can.
Yeah, it was great. And I also say, I didn't even know this movie was going to be in 3D before this weekend. I think that's maybe part of the reason why I loved it. I saw it on Friday in 3D, and I was like, yo, my God, this is maybe outside of Avatar, like top 3 3D movies I've ever seen. Like, you know, like, again, there's a scene where she's fighting the pig. The pig is literally coming at you out of the screen, like, ah! I'm like, oh! And then I can't even imagine watching this in 40X. And then
I was just about to say, I was supposed to see it yesterday in 40X.
No way.
But I was too hungover for that. You know, RB3 saw me on Saturday, so, you know, I wasn't doing well. So I realized, because I got that Saturday night at like 3 a.m, post going out. I was still riding that high. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go see it in 40X tomorrow. And then yesterday, I'm like, I literally cannot do that. But
yeah. No. Maybe it wasn't a good move in like hungover vibe. Like there's no
not
way
hungover, but because I did Fantastic Four first steps in 40X when I was hungover.
No.
Harrowing experience, like scary.
I bet, yeah. I still haven't done 40X. I want to try it for sure. But I definitely want to see this movie. That's for damn sure. So I'm excited to hear that it was actually really good. I wasn't sure. I actually haven't been keeping up too much when it comes to reviews of this movie. So happy to hear that it's a lot of fun. So
yeah, I think it has a 90% Rotten Tomatoes. I'll also say too, shout out the great Bill Pope, maybe one of the top 10 directors of photography living right now. Of course, he shot the original Spider-Man trilogy, and of course, some of my favorite Marvel movies, like you said, Multiverse of Madness, but also Shang-Chi. And this movie's just very beautiful. And The Matrix, yeah, of course, Matrix, yeah. But it's beautiful, and the 3D, like seeing it in 3D, like the 3D was very, very good, like not some cheap 3D, and it still looked very colorful. The colors palette, them being on this island, it was just really, really good. And then the contrast between the gray kind of flat office world that we see in the first 20 minutes versus like this luscious island that we kind of get exposed to. Very, very good movie. It's not some Oscar winner. It's not going to be like, you know, some transcendent thing. It's probably going to be just like any other horror movie, like, you know, in the zeitgeist. But I thought it was really good. I mean, honestly, the 2 horror movies I have seen this year, 28 years later, and this one have been some of my favorite movie experiences of 2026.
Yeah, that's dope to hear. I'm excited to see a little more, but
everything's in the future. He said these are the best of 2028.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Trying to get out this Trump shit, you know.